Hello, hello! It's another day, and it's another Innistrad Midnight Hunt draft with me, Jerupidus. Now, what is Old Stick Fingers? When you cast a spell, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal X cards. Put all creature cards revealed this way into your graveyard, then put the rest in the bottom of your library. And then its power and toughness is equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard. So I guess you can mill yourself a bunch, but that doesn't seem that good to me. But what would I rather have? I mean, I guess maybe Overwhelmed Archivist, Gavany Silversmith, Abomination, Gale Drifter, like any of those seem good. I don't know about Old Stick Fingers. Like, you cast a big grand X spell and then you just get like, what, a 3/3 or a 4/4 or something? Let's just take the Archivist. I like the Disturb cards, and he like is a Disturb card and enables other Disturb cards, so that seems good to me. Let's just take it. Delver, huh? I still haven't built a deck around Delver, like I haven't tried it, and I'm kind of interested in doing that. But it just seems so hard to make work, where you have to fill your deck with, like, so many instants and sorceries. And then if they just kill this guy, you kind of handicapped yourself in a way just to play this. You're probably playing, like, more instants and sorceries than you might otherwise. Anyway, I think we're not doing that today. I'm kind of in for Defend the Celestis. There's also Eccentric Farmer to go with my Disturb card. But I think Defend the Celestis is probably just a little bit better, but I haven't been blue-green yet. The other option is just like Evolving Wilds, but I think I like Defend. Is that true? Maybe it's just kind of medium. Let's just take the Farmer and see where that goes. Like, the self-mill thing is very, very important to blue-green. Okay, now there's a Rejuvenator, and you do want some of these ramp cards to cast your flashback spells. And I have noticed the green-blue uncommon going pretty late in a lot of drafts. This is like my 28th draft, so I have been really, really into this set. So there's like Secrets of the Key, but I think the Rejuvenator is a little bit more central to what we would want to be doing in green-blue, so let's take it. Plus it allows us to splash something like, I don't know, a Fireball or a Lunar Frenzy or something like that. Alright, I do like Phantom Carriage. We could probably wheel like this tapping at the window, and Winterthorn Blessing is quite good as well. But I kind of think maybe the Big Flyer is better. It's hard to say. Like, it's possible we could wheel this. We might be the only green-blue player. People are really, really high on blue-black. Sort of black anything. And it's like, would I rather start with a bunch of flashback cards and then pick up something like Phantom Carriage, or do I want to try to take Phantom Carriage and then try to make it work? I think I just take the flashback cards. I'm obviously not going to get Phantom Carriage back, but I think that's what you're supposed to do. So we could take Drownyard Amalgam, although Unblinking Observer does help cast both flashback and Disturb cards, which are the cards we want. And I think maybe that's a little bit better than Amalgam. Like, obviously, in green-blue, you do want to mill yourself a little bit, but I can pick these up late, I think. So let's just take the Unblinking Observer. Alright, is it Consider or Timberland Guide? Probably just Consider. I feel like Guide's kind of medium, and we're not really going to be doing the Coven thing, so let's just take Consider. Okay, Second Blessing, I like that. Yeah, I mean, I'll take a Second Blessing. This card is really strong. If we can pick up some, like, bounce effects, then we could have some kind of sweet tempo stuff going on. This does make me a little sad that I didn't take the 4/4 flyer, but I think you just want all the flashback cards you can get your hands on. And then kind of take your payoffs from there. So we'll take another Eccentric Farmer, I think, although I could take Devoted Graphkeeper. It does kind of play well in this deck where, like, I should be casting things from my graveyard, and, like, imagine casting a Winterthorn Blessing, locking something down for, like, a whole turn cycle and tapping something else. And I already have Rejuvenator, so that does seem kind of sweet. Let's take it. Alright, so either tapping or Amalgam. Right now, I don't really have a great creature to look for with this. So I think I'm going to grab Amalgam. Yeah, there's another tap guy, but I don't know if that's any good. Doesn't seem great. Let's just take Moonsilver Key for the splash. Take a Join the Dance, but I don't think I'll play it. Now I get my tapping at the window. Okay. And a few things that don't matter. I do actually like Jack-o'-lantern in this archetype, like maybe better than Moonsilver Key, because this is good to mill and then it fixes you. And now there's a Death Bonnet Sprout, which could be pretty good. There's also Shadow Beast Sighting. And an Organ Hoarder. So I think with Jack-o'-lantern we can get rid of the Moonsilver Key. Interestingly, with Moonsilver Key, I could, like, go get my Jack-o'-lantern or something, but, like, come on. So now that I have, like, Tapping at the Window and Amalgam, I'm probably pretty good at switching on Death Bonnet Sprout. And I think I like that maybe a little bit more than going first pick Shadow Beast Sighting. And Organ Hoarder is really good, but is that what I want to be doing? Let's just try out the Sprout. Second Sprout? Okay. Kind of makes me wish I had taken the Hoarder, but there's also a Shipwreck Marsh, which is interesting. Like, we might want to take this so that we can splash a black removal spell. I mean, how good is milling ourselves right now? Like, we have Graph Keeper. Like, we're not actually... We don't actually have that many things. So I think between Rejuvenator and, like, Shipwreck Marsh, I should be able to play, like, something like a Defenestrate or some kind of removal spell. So I think I'm going to take that and see if I can't wield a Sprout. I guess it's just evolving wilds. Like, I don't hate Geist Wave. But 2 mana to bounce something, like, you'd really prefer to be able to bounce this, like, one of your own things and have it be good. Like, it's definitely good with Disturb guys. You know, you can bounce them to your hand, replay them, and then when they die, you can replay them again. That's a lot of value, but it all adds up to not very much. I think I'm just going to take the wilds. And now we can kind of play whatever sweet cards we find. And yeah, I think I'm in for Rise of the Ants. Gale Drifter is definitely good, and Death Bonnet Sprout does care about creature cards in your graveyard. And you don't have to exile creatures. So maybe I'm supposed to, in order to play with Sprout, max out on the Disturb guys, and then we can worry about stuff like Rise of the Ants later. There's a Rockfall Veil, okay. I know that this card is good, and we are ramping a little bit. It's also a creature for our Death Bonnet Sprout, but we only have the 1, but I do think this is solid enough to just take it. Like a 3-mana card that makes a couple of bodies and then turns your things into giant tramplers, particularly your, like, kind of dinky Disturb cards that are, like, 2/1 flyers, that does seem good. Alright, now there's a Deserted Beach. We could have, like, all of these rare lands if we wanted to. And I think I'm taking that. It gets my Devoted Graphkeeper in. Like, Shipwreck Marsh may not get there. But I can definitely take any blue-white, like, self-mill cards, and we're going to be the only one that wants them, I think. I do need to pay attention to the fact that I have basically no removal, but I do have double Winterthorn Blessing to push damage. So that's, like, not nothing. Okay, I like Troop. Otherworldly Gaze is just okay. Yeah, we'll take the Contortionist Troop. Alright, now there's an Ominous Roost, and we might actually be kind of good at that. I don't know how many flashback cards I have right now, and I don't necessarily have time to fully count them out, but I have to feel like I can see like 4, 5, 6 right now, so this has got to be pretty good. And I think it combos pretty nicely with the Mentor, where we can make the 1/1s from this into 4/4s. Now there's a Shadow Beast Sighting. I'm in for that. This is looking sweet, but the lack of removal is definitely concerning. I don't think we're a Larder Zombie deck, despite how enticing that sounds. If you're not making extra bodies, then it's not nearly as good as when you can just make a bunch of Decayed guys. I'd rather have a Harvest Tide Sentry. I don't think so. I'm not going to play 3 Unblinking Observers, but whatever. All right, perfect. Rise of the Ants wield. Yes. Now there's a Larder Zombie, but I don't think we're playing that. And another Jack-o'-lantern. Okay. Dude, we're getting so many rare lands this draft. This is nuts. I will say that right now, I'm glad I took the Eccentric Farmer over the Defend the Celestis, despite how crazy that seemed at the time. But I kind of think right now I'm feeling okay about Defend the Celestis. But maybe I'm just supposed to take another Eccentric Farmer. Yeah, I don't really think we're, like, able to leverage this particularly well. We're not doing Coven, and we're not really aggressive. But I think what I want to do is just take the rare land and see where all of this fixing goes. Like, all of them are touching our colors. Ooh. Consuming Blob's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number plus 1. At the beginning of your end step, create a green ooze creature. With this creature's power is equal to the number of card types among cards in your graveyard, and its toughness is equal to that number, so it, like, copies itself. That is really sweet. That seems like exactly the 5-drop we want. I wish I could take an Organ Hoarder. I keep having to pass these, but this is a mythic. Let's just take it. All right, we need to squint our eyes and look very, very hard for removal. And I'm just not seeing it, despite the fact that I could take, like, a black or a red card. We're just not getting it. I don't even want a second Ominous Roost. I mean, that might be sweet, I guess. It's another card type to mill for Consuming Blob, and I just don't see anything else to take. We could take the Otherworldly Gaze, but, like, eh. Alright, now I think I just take a Gale Drifter. I just need as many Disturb cards as I can get my hands on. And I think between Amalgam, Eccentric Farmer, Death Bonnet Sprout, Consider, and Archivist, we're fairly good at filling our graveyard. Perhaps not amazing at it, but I think I just need the Disturb cards. Another Sprout? Wow, we could have 3 of those? That would be crazy. Oh yeah, tapping fills the graveyard too. Yeah, we should definitely be decent at it, so we just want, like, stuff that goes in the graveyard. Or rather, that I can cast from the graveyard. Now, I doubt I'm playing double Ominous Roost, but yeah, we can exile opponent's creatures, which is cool, but how are their creatures going to end up in the graveyard if we can't kill any of them? I'll just take this. Well, there's a Lunar Frenzy. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, like, this all looks really sweet, but our lack of removal, I don't have high hopes for this, unfortunately. Is it even worth it to splash a Lunar Frenzy? I guess so. It could steal a game, and, like, we have Rockfall Vale and whatnot. And what am I passing, like an Eccentric Farmer? Eh. Shadow Beast Sighting is nice. I don't hate Diagraph of Birth. Not really clear to me how good that is. I guess it does get back Consuming Blob, which is kind of sick. Okay. Shadow Beast Sighting and Rise of the Ants. I would probably take the second Sighting before the second Rise, just because the first half of this is 4, but there is an Organ Hoarder, and we might want that. I've passed so many of them, and I know for a fact this card is very good. I'm going to take it. Wow, Defend the Celestis, pick 9, huh? I'm glad I didn't first pick that. I'd feel a little silly right now, but I think we're just taking Eccentric Farmer. There's an Organ Hoarder? Okay. Yeah. We should have as much self-mill as we could possibly want now. Yeah, I don't want Might of the Old Ways, so we'll just take the tapping, but I don't know if I'll play 2. Alright, so let's do some surgery. Let's get all these lands out of here. And interestingly, I did manage to pick up a black card, a red card, and a white card for all of these, which is kind of sweet. And between that, Jack-o'-lantern, and Rejuvenator, I have, like, 3 for each. The thing about that, though, is that I don't know then if I can even play Evolving Wilds. Like, what's the most important card for me to cast? I would want, like, a copy of one of those basics, and that just seems like I could definitely do 1. But let's figure out how we're building this deck. So we definitely want Rebirth, maybe not Amalgam, definitely want Consuming Blob, all the Gale Drifters, all the Organ Hoarders, this, for sure. Probably only 1 Ominous Roost. This is fine. Maybe not double farmer. That means we have kind of a lot of 4s, which is a little concerning. So it might just be 1 hoarder. Maybe only 1 farmer, though farmer does keep the lands coming, and it helps me find these. It would definitely be pretty tough, though, if I mill 3 and I mill more than one of these. Like, which one do I get back? I still have the lantern and the rejuvenator, so I should still be able to cast my spells, but that could definitely be a conundrum, which makes me maybe only want 1. Probably don't need 3 unblinking observers. In fact, probably 1 is fine. Although I guess I should probably play 2 just because I need some 2-drop creatures. I have 2 Death-Bonded Sprouts. Troop can be over here at like 5. And we need to play a certain number of creatures to make sure that the Sprouts work properly. So this has got to be pretty close. It's hard not to play anything with flashback written on it. And I am a little bit interested in the Roost because it's kind of good to mill with the Blob. Yeah, we need to play all of our flashback cards for sure. Like, maybe not tapping at the window, like 1 copy of that is fine, but I think I do want to play Rise of the Ants. Like, if I'm playing double Unblinking Observer, like, I should probably be playing this. Yeah, this feels a little hard to win with. Like, we're not even that good at stalling. I guess we have these that we can kind of quickly flip into 3/3s. Like, potentially the mill from this and then tapping at the window, like, could possibly do it. So I could have, like, a turn 2, 3/3. That might not be bad. But these can't block. I feel like Winterthorn Blessing is not great because we're unable to remove kind of their creatures. So tapping 1 thing probably doesn't necessarily mean we can attack. But it's probably too good not to play. And I know that Rejuvenator costs 4, but it's certainly possible that with, like, Consider, Eccentric Farmer, and Rejuvenator, we might be able to get away with 16 lands, but that feels kind of crazy to do. Like, I feel like I should probably just play 17. So if that's true, maybe I can just get rid of Consider. Or, I don't know, I've only got 14 creatures. Let's cut a Sprout. 2 of those seems a little crazy. Alright. So we definitely want 8 green and 8 blue, right? 5, 6, 7, that's 8. That's 8. And then I still have room for 2 more lands. So it could be something like a Plains and a black, because Lunar Frenzy I don't need to cast until way, way late. And it feels important to be able to cast Graphkeeper and Diagraph of Birth, like, on time, much more so than Lunar Frenzy. Alright, this is an absolute monstrosity, and I don't know what I will do if they have something that I can't remove, which is everything, but let's try it anyway. Alright, here we go with green-blue 5-color. This looks okay to me. I can crack the Lantern if I need it, and then Organ Hoarder can fill up my graveyard. So let's give it a try. Unblinking Observer can cast Rise a turn faster. Okay. What are you? When it enters the battlefield or another non-token human you control dies, you lose 1 life and create a 1/1. Target human gains lifelink. And then if you have 13 life, you can make it into a 6/6 flying trample lifelink that has sack another creature, draw a card. That does seem strong. Alright, so right off the bat, things we wish we could remove, but we just can't. We can't remove anything. Let's play Dawnheart Mentor. No attacks. Yeah, I guess I don't really want to take 6, so I'll put a 1/1 there. And I guess I can block here, right? Okay. So now I could play Troop as a 3/3, but maybe I just want to play Organ Hoarder. Yeah, I think I want the land because I want to be able to cast Rise of the Ants next turn. So we'll take the black. I feel like they're spending their cards pretty aggressively, but not really accomplishing that much. Like, yeah, I take 5 here, but okay, so 6. Oh, just give it lifelink? Sure. Alright, should I just play a 4/4? Or should I play Rise? I should probably just play Rise. Let's see. They've got Rite of Oblivion. Yeah, they can make this huge. Like, they could sack 2 things and deal me 6. So what if I double block? I think I'm doing that. They would have to sack 2 tokens and more to be able to get me. Ah, okay. So just use the Silver Bolt? Sure. I'm kind of fine with that. It eats up some of their resources, and once again, they're not really damaging me that much. Let's crack this. And we can grab our white. Can't grab red. And I think I just play Troop as a 4/4. That seems to be the most mana-efficient thing to do, and this is... Maybe I just play Shadow Beast Sighting. If I'm going to block with a 4/4, it might as well be Shadow Beast Sighting, and then this can be even larger next turn. Yeah, let's do that. And then we can pop the Lantern on end step. Guess I should have done it in my main phase so that they couldn't cast that. But if that's what they want to do, I'm, like, fine with that. Now they can't attack. Let's draw a card. Okay, I like that. Can't quite cast Rise yet, but I could just cast Shadow Beast Sighting, and I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm sending, though. Now we can cast Rise. So, would that mean I would want to send? Probably not. Because they can just double block with 2 2/3s, and then... I don't know, it doesn't really work out for me. I could just kill Jaren, though. Yeah, okay. Gotta be careful not to put them to 13. Hopefully they can't just, like, pay 1 life here somehow. Alright, opponent is passing, so let's play the Shipwreck Marsh. And I could just make an enormous Contortionist troop. But I think I'm going to send my 4/4s first. Alright. So now Diagram for Birth only costs 2, huh? Let's go ahead and cast it. Grab our Mentor. And now we could just play Troop as a 6/6, and I feel like that's probably pretty good. And let's buff up the 4/4, I think. Board wipe seems okay, but we have so much value. Now, what can I get back? Probably just Mentor again. Yep, let's do it. Yep, I'll take 2. Oh. Oh, yes. Yep, let's jam. And maybe I should have sent first, but like I could send this. We're not really going to be casting a spell from our graveyard for a while, but they would just block with, like, the bat. That doesn't seem great. And then I get a 3/1 flyer, but I can pump it with Mentor. But it's just sending for 2. I think I'm going to not worry about it right now. Make another 4/5. Okay. Buff up the flyers? Sure. And I end up getting a, okay. What a game 1. Wow. Ew, just Winterthorn Blessing? I have Jack-o'-lantern to draw a card. And my mana's, like, pretty good. Alright, fine. It's not like a deck with no removal in it is going to produce, like, amazing hands in the first place. And I think I just go get the black with Evolving Wilds. Yeah. This person is going to have their mind blown when I play 4 different basics in a row. He'll play the Jack-o'-lantern, and we'll try and be smarter about this card this time. They're not going to have very much that they can do with their graveyard, but we don't need to draw a card right now. And do I just play Troop as a 2/2? Probably. If they want to just kill that, it's fine. Yep, there you go. And now we can snipe that with the lantern. We have plenty of time to do that, so... Oh, boy. Right, so things deal +1 damage. So we could just play Observer and snipe the Sacred Fire. Because if I play Gale Drifter, they're probably just going to kill it. So let's snipe the Gale Fire. Draw a card. Okay, that's something. So now we can go Death Sprout, or Death Bonded Sprout, I should say. Wow, look at these rares. That's actually really sweet. Should maybe have played that post-combat so you don't just exile a card. But maybe they were looking for a land. Alright, so we got Rebirth, but that does not work with Contortionist, so... I'm feeling like I want to just Winterthorn Blessing. Yeah, I can't quite... Well, actually, can I do this? Yeah, and cast Blessing? Yeah, they just have one red up? Okay. Do I want to do Gale Drifter or the Sprout? I guess I don't want to do Gale Drifter because... Like, the only thing that this would matter for is, like, Immolation, but it doesn't seem super likely that if you're playing Rem Carolus, you'd also be playing Immolation. I mean, they might be, but we're going to put it on the Sprout. Tap Florian. And attack for 2. Okay, I do kind of now wish that I'd put the counter there. Neonate's Rush is one I hadn't thought of. But yeah, I do not have high hopes for this one because we can't remove Florian, so they just get to draw cards for like the whole game. Yep, goodbye, Sprout. Don't really have a way to remove that either. So let's play the land. We can Rebirth, but then we can't play Winterthorn Blessing. But I could possibly block Rem. Yeah. Let's cast our card. Can't block that guy. And a dragon, you say. Well, there's the Lunar Frenzy, and we could cast it, but it doesn't matter. I think we're all done here. No blue, huh? I mean, I can play Troop as a 2-2. That doesn't seem that good, though. Yeah, I think we gotta ship this. This looks a little better. Got our Blob. That's the guy. Yeah, we'll keep this, and what do I even want to bottom? I guess Rise. That kind of sucks to do, but... I think I like all my creatures. Yeah, so I can go Mentor and then cast Consider on end step. Hopefully, been something relevant for Blob. Yeah, I think we can bin that. Alright, Organ Hoarder is a nice one to curve into Blob. Yeah, let's do that. We'll definitely want to pick up a land. Yep, and both of those can get binned. Sorry, Rejuvenator. Then we'll just jam Blob and see what happens. How many card types do I have? 2? That's not great. I guess maybe I should have been to land, but... Yeah, 2-3 that makes another 2-3 isn't that bad, though. And then next turn I can play a sorcery. Yeah, let's just jam it. Would I trade Organ Hoarder with Farmer? I don't think so. Ooh, now we can grow the Blob by a lot. But I don't know, like, I'd really like to, they definitely will have flashback cards in green-blue, so... I have 6 mana now, so I can just send, like, Organ Hoarder. But maybe I'm supposed to just play Blessing. Can I do both? I can. So let's play Blessing. Tap that one. That grows the Blob. We can send the 4-3 and the 3-4. And then we can flashback Gale Drifter. And that doesn't even shrink the Blob because we have extra creatures. Make another 3-4. Right, opponent casts the Defend the Celestis that I chose not to take. Alright, finally kill the Blob, sure. Could I just rip my Raise Dead? Could that be a thing? I get to just attack for so much this turn, though. Okay. A little bit less now, but I do get to send everything. So that thing's a 5-4. Do I already have a land? I don't, so that's kind of sweet. So maybe I'm supposed to just grow both Blobs as much as possible. Okay. Wow, 2-1. I mean, I've got the Rejuvenator, but I don't really have much to do early. I don't know, I think I keep this. Like, the mana's pretty good. And Rejuvenator curves directly into Rise, so that could help stabilize me pretty quick. Like, gain 3, make 2 3/3s. Turns 4 and 5. Let's keep it. I keep this with much trepidation, but... maybe they'll be slow? They mulligan to 5? I like that. That might be their slow. Alright, just a Tainted Adversary as a 2-3 Death Touch is not so bad. I could just lock this down, but that doesn't seem to make any sense to me. Alright. You got me for 5. We can pop this and snipe the Hungry for more. Draw a card. Alright, that's good. That's good. Play the Deserted Beach. Play the Archivist. And probably pitch Winterthorn Blessing? Or just a land. Yeah, let's do a land. Alright, that's aggressive. Yeah, I can't block with this, but we're gonna play this in an effort to play Rise next turn. Hopefully they don't get any, okay, good. No trigger. Jam the Rise. And now we can play tapping to look for our ooze. Yep, I'll block that one. spend the mana to deal me 3. All right, wow. I mean, they mulliganed to 5, but I feel insanely lucky to be 3-1 right now. This is pretty exciting. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like I should be playing the second tapping to hunt for the Blob. Is that crazy? Maybe it's better than, like, 1 Winterthorn Blessing, but Blessing does have flashback. But I kind of feel like I should be playing this over something. Maybe it's just, like, Ominous Roost. Maybe it's just the stupid Lunar Frenzy. I kind of feel like I don't need it. Then we can cut the Rockfall Veil and add another source. We already have our black and our white. Yeah, so that's definitely a forest then. Okay, let's try it like that. Somehow, some way, sitting at 3 and 1, and I have a 2-drop I can't cast, but the best card in my deck. But nothing to enable it. This feels like an absolute trap. Let's mulligan it. Alright, this is a little bit better. We can even cast Devoted Graftkeeper with this hand. Alright, let's keep, and I think we can bin the Farmer. Actually, that feels kind of tough to do. Maybe with, like, this. Yeah, I have green, blue, black, white. Like, I just don't need Rejuvenator then. Okay. Like, I have the Unblinking Observer for the ramp. And I think I want to play this on 2. Oh, but I don't have, like, both blue and white, huh? I'll lead on this anyway. Alright, Unblinking Observer it is. Then we'll do Eccentric Farmer to look for a, another blue. Yeah, so let's go green. And I can, yeah, I can play Eccentric Farmer and then I can consider on end step. Maybe I should consider now, but, like, nah. Alright, that was just a draw 2. Did not find the blue, but I think it's good anyway. Alright, Sanctifier. Not too scared of that. Let's bin that. Because I don't need another green. There's my blue. Ooh, and I even get a Blessing? Yeah, so now we can go Graftkeeper. We'll cast Blessing, and we'll tap the Sanctifier, right? Yeah, sure. Okay, Morbid Opportunist is an absolute nightmare. He is never leaving play. Right, Candle Trap it is. I think I just want to play tapping. Yeah, and I could potentially cast a lot of things, so... Tap the 1-3, I guess. Oh, there's my Death Bonnet. Okay. Mill a Shadow Beast sighting. So we have 5 cards in hand, which is pretty sweet. Now, I could cast Winterthorn Blessing again. But I think I just want to get the Death Bonnet down. And the Jack-o'-lantern. And no attacks. Yep. Kill my creature, draw a card. I really don't think I can beat that, but we'll see. I'll give it a try. Okay. Yeah, we'll block 3. Alright, so we definitely want to crack the lantern. Hit the right. Draw a card. We'll play the Archivist and maybe pitch the land. Maybe I don't want to spend my green then. Yeah, I have double blue. I might want to have extra green looking at all the cards in my graveyard. So we'll pitch that. And yeah, so I have, this will be 6. So if I draw a land, I need to play this so I can play Shadow Beast Sighting. Then for 1. Exile the farmer. And I'm definitely going to block something with Archivist here. That'll flip this, the Death Bonnet. You can draw the card. I mean, I have 5 cards. I guess technically 4. And that kind of draws me a card too, so I think I'm okay with that. So now we can go Blessing. But maybe I cast Tapping first. Then this keeps growing. So yeah, let's go Tapping. Get my Blob. It's a 5/6 now. That seems sweet. And I think we'll just cast Blessing. Hit for 4. Are we winning? Am I winning right now? They have to kill that, but then they probably don't have the spell for Blob. I mean, they draw a card every time they kill something, but you gotta run out at some point, right? They already played Candle Trap, Foul Play, and Rite of Oblivion. I don't know how many more they could have, but it seems hard to get enough before Blob kind of takes over the game. Yeah, I'll make a 5/5. Now I would have 7 mana, so I could just cast Shadow Beast Sighting, and I probably just want to do that. Yep. Because I don't want them to just have a Defenestrate. If they ever tap low, yeah, I think now we can go for Blob. Although they might still have like a Foul Play or something. Whatever the 2 mana destroy target creature thing is. So let's see, I could play Archivist. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just go for it. Whenever a creature dies, you put a counter on this. But I get to make 2 creatures. Maybe I'm just supposed to cast some Gale Drifters. I would have 3 mana then. Yeah, it seems kind of tough to pick what to play this turn. I can definitely send the 6/6. Yep, you can block, draw a card. And then I guess we're just playing Blob this turn. It's the most expensive card I have, and it might make another 5/6. Yes, okay. Yep, there's the Defenestrate, but I still get to keep my 5/6. Right, hit the Hulk. But I still get to attack with a 4/4 and a 5/6 this turn. And I still have 5 cards. Ooh. That seems fun. Okay. Yep, they keep drawing cards, but I keep having stuff. Like, I'm not gonna run out of gas either. I'll take one. This is such a grindy game. It's amazing. Like, neither of us are ever getting close to, like, running out of stuff to do. This is maybe one of the coolest games of Limited I've ever played. Oh, baby. How many cards do they have left? 15? I have 7 left? Oh, boy. I better get busy here, right? Yeah, I think now I'm not giving them any more cards. We'll just attack for 4. Okay. Blow up the Ominous Roost. Draw a card. Sure. Yeah, we can bin the Observer. Don't need that. And then we'll go... Maybe I just cast Gale Drifter, honestly. Like, I could go Organ Hoarder, but that leaves me, like, 3 turns. Let's just play the Gale Drifter. Another lethal threat in the air. I'll take 2. Wow! You can't see me, but I am flexing right now. This is amazing. Alright, we can't cast the Graph Keeper. Actually, is that true? Like, we can off the Lantern. Alright, let's do it. Deck's perfect. We don't need removal. We don't need good cards. We need Jack-o'-lanterns and flashback cards. That's all you need. Yeah, I'll play the blue. And I might just crack this to just get the Graph Keeper going, but I don't know. That's probably not... That's probably hasty, right? Alright, let's cast Consider right now, because we could draw something we can cast right now. Yeah, I'm casting, like, Shadow Beast Sighting or Gale Drifter on 4, so we can actually bin this, I think. Can't cast that, but could be worse, I guess. Okay, so I'm not playing Troop right into that, and I'm probably not playing Gale Drifter right into that. I could cast the Archivist. I kind of, well, I don't really want to cast anything. I don't want to get just flip the switched. Let's just pass. Now I'm missing a land drop, so I kind of feel the need to do something. Maybe I'm supposed to just draw a card. Let's do that. Submit 0. Okay, I could play that. This I don't care too much if I get Flip the Switch on. It's a 1-mana card, so they spend a 3-mana card to do it. And now I think I play Graph Keeper. All right, there goes my Blob, but I do have a way to get it back, so I'm not too concerned about it right now. All right, so 5 mana means I could go Mentor and Blessing. Yeah, and I think that's what I'm doing. Not that tapping the Decayed Creature matters, but I think I'd just like to get in the damage. Okay, perfect. Land is good, too. So I've got 6 mana. That means I could go, like, Gale Drifter, play Contortionist Troop as a 1/1. Or same deal with Shadow Beast Sighting. Probably I want the flyer, though. They have the Death Touch blocker on the ground, so... I could just send this. But that just gives them, like, more options of things to do with Silverbolt. Because they probably currently want to bolt the Gale Drifter. Yeah, I think no attacks. Oh, we'll put this here. Okay, bolt the troop, sure. Play the Awakener, okay. I get to attack for a lot here, right? So I can tap down, like, the Hobbling Zombie. Yeah, that's what I want to do, right? Okay, here we go. And I can tap this. Yep, they can do that. So attack for 5. And we'll play Shadow Beast Sighting, and then we'll use the Devoted Graph Keeper trigger for Archivist next turn. Or maybe even Shadow Beast Sighting. If I draw something else I can play, we'll do Archivist and something else, but... Okay, there goes my Mentor, but that's not even like an attacker, so I'm actually kind of fine with that. Ooh, well, I can't find my Blob, right? So tapping at the window doesn't seem that good, although it will tap 2 things, like, on a following turn. But for now, I think I'm just casting this. Tap you. Attack for 13. You have to lose Awakener now. You're a 3. And if I get to hang on to Graphkeeper, I can tap 2 blockers. Okay, so I have 5, 6, 7. This would be 8 mana. This is 5 to do, so this and this would be 9, right? Let's play the island. Let's play tapping. Oh, I guess I don't get to tap 2 things, right? This is just 1 from the graveyard. But I think I'm casting it anyway. Sure. Oh. So there's the thing for the Blob. I like that. Now, I'm assuming I just play Archivist here. I only have 2 mana after that. I could just send and maybe cast Rebirth. But I probably want to tap that 2/3. So yeah, let's just cast the Archivist. Yeah, I'm going to send everybody. Yeah, sure, we'll put it on top. Now you only have 2 blockers? Alright, wow. This is amazing. I am just having the most fun right now. Alright, I mean, we've got the Blob and we have some stuff to play before it. I think this is great. Let's keep it. Alright, Jack-o'-lantern's fine, but I think I'm just going to play the Observer. I will tell you this. My 5-color no removal deck makes me feel like I'm having a lot more fun than people just playing, like, red-white. Like, I feel like I'm probably having the most fun of anyone drafting at this very moment in time. And we're doing, like, all the things for the Blob. Like, how many card types do we have? We will have 2, 3. There's the Cavalier. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to block that. Send for 4. Play the Rejuvenator and gain 3. I don't think I block. I don't want to lose my Rejuvenator because I want to be able to crack the Lantern and still cast Blob. So let's start with cracking Lantern, I think. Submit 0. Draw a card. Send both of these dudes. Kind of hope they block. Works for me. And slam the Blob as a 4/5. Make another 4/5. Okay. And a witch, sure. Oh my god, this is so sweet. I just... I gotta focus. So I can play Shipwreck Marsh, and I can play, like, Roost Graphkeeper. Okay, yep. This is the best day of my life. Alright, 6-1 with no removal Blob. And I've got, like, a tapping. That doesn't find me lands. Opponent goes first. And I have, like, Shadow Beast sighting on 4, but I don't even have, like, a Unblinking Observer to accelerate it. Let's ship this. Okay, now we have Observer into Shadow Beast sighting, and we have Dawnheart Mentor. I think I can just bottom the Roost. I don't want to bottom Rebirth, I don't think. I mean, this has no green, which is definitely a huge concern, but I'm just going to pray it works out. So let's keep and bottom the Roost. When you're playing 4-color nonsense, a lot of your hands are going to look like this. And you just have to accept that this is the life you've chosen. Great, blue-black. Okay. Well, there's my Observer. Can I draw a land at all? I suppose that's a pertinent question before we worry about the green. Alright, perfect. So now we can go Archivist and look for a green. Please don't flip the switch. Thank you. There's my green. Now, what can I discard? This is 7, and this is 7, so I kind of want to discard this. Because I can at least play it in, like, a reasonable time frame. Like, I can play Shadow Beast sighting next turn and, like, Diagraph Rebirth after that, so let's discard the Gale Drifter. And I don't want to attack into that. Boys, that looks like a devious cover-up if I've ever seen one. And that exiles. So I could just send with this and then cast it again. That's probably the most reasonable thing to do. Because I don't want to get... Like, I'd rather get the back half of the spell exiled, right? Oh, I guess I could just cast Gale Drifter, but... Yeah, that makes more sense to do than, like, giving them a card, right? Well, I can attack anyway. It's only a 1/2. I will actually put that on top. That seems like great value. And I think I'm just casting Gale Drifter for 5 mana. Actually exiled their own card. Interesting. So what can I do this turn? I think I'd really like to play Shadow Beast Sighting because I need something to be able to block the Horde. That's like a ton of damage, right? Yeah. Let's just cast a 4/4. And we'll go no attacks because I don't want to take a ton of damage here. It's like 10 damage sitting there, so... Yeah, let's cast the Archivist. And we'll loot. I can probably just bin Consider, right? Well, it's close. Like, I could just bin Rebirth. Because we don't need it right now. I think that makes more sense. And then we'll cast Mentor. See if it resolves. It probably doesn't. Yep, there's the flip the switch. Okay. And I don't feel like attacking for 2 does enough, so I'm gonna not attack. Yep, I'm definitely blocking with my 4/4. If they've got something they do, sure. Yep, we can bin that. Well, should we? I mean, we can still cast Shadow Beast Sighting with the Unblinking Observer, so yes. Bin it. Alright, there's a Contortionist Troop. I do like that. But maybe I'm just supposed to cast the Sighting. Yeah, and I think this one's gonna stick, so now we can send for 2. Yep, as I suspected, and now we can play the land, send for 2, and maybe just cast a huge troop. We don't need to rebirth anything. Make a 6/6. Put the counter on the flyer. Alright, Awakener it is. Yep, immediately draw 2. I think that makes a lot of sense. Alright, at this point we're just casting Observer. Yeah, I don't have a creature in my graveyard, right? Yeah, like just... Well, I could get back the Mentor. That doesn't seem terrible. Oh, wait, I don't have a black. That is probably a hindrance to casting that. Just gonna keep buffing the flyer. They're digging for an answer. But I still have this 6/6 and 4/4 ground blocker. So, like, even if they answer the flyer, we still have plenty of time, and I can just eventually rebirth it back. Okay, that's a clock. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 creatures, so 3 unblockable a turn. Oh, that's huge. Unfortunately, this has flash, so I don't get to do it immediately. So let's look at this. I get to hit for 4. They're at 8. Yeah, I'm just sending like this. Like, I could tap down 2 things, but I don't think that's quite enough, right? So I'm starting to feel like Whale Drifter is good enough. Now, does getting the Archivist to 3 toughness matter? Probably not. So if that's true, then we can just put it on one of these. Yep. Okay, so there's the Horde. That's plenty of attackers. So I wonder if we need to just go for it this turn. They would have 4 blockers. Right? So they have 4 blockers. Oh, plus the Intruder, though. So, like, an all-out swing isn't good. They have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Those would be 14 creatures. 3, 6, 9, 12 is 4 damage. That puts me to 13, and then I have to contend with all of their attacks. Puts me at, like, 11. So I'm hoping for Blessing to close out the game, but I need to make them cast this Intruder, like, now. Yep. Okay, so do I just cast it now? I can lock down Intruder and, let's say, a 4/5? And throw some counters around? I probably do, right? And I want to put a counter on this to make it lethal. And then I can add a counter with Troop. Yeah, I don't know where to put this counter. I guess making a 5/5 is good. And we'll lock down a 4/5. Alright, let's look at the coolest deck I've ever built in my entire life. Wow. I'm glad we ended up cutting the Lunar Frenzy. That was probably just too far to go, but this was insanely sweet. I cannot believe I 7-1'd with, like, 0 removal cards. Winterthorn Blessing, like, sort of counts, and so does Graftkeeper. It just felt like I could never run out of gas, pretty much, which is one of the sweet things about cards like Organ Hoarder when you combine it with Disturb cards. And things like that, is that, you know, you get to make, like, some 3/3s. Oh, kill this, well, I'll just play it again. Oh, like, send, I'll block, and then I'll play an Organ Hoarder, mill a couple things, and I just always have, like, 4 or 5 cards in hand. It was just awesome. And I haven't really made the, like, Rejuvenator, Jack-o'-lantern. Obviously, I would have liked the uncommon 2-drop in green-blue that taps for any color. But it's supposed to be, I think, like a 4 or 5 color deck, and this is the first time I did it, and it had amazing results. That was really sweet, really fun. We blobbed them out. We said to our opponents, blob on my knob like corn on the cob. And that's going to be all the time I've got for today. So thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you at the next draft.